Good morning, Kyōto, or Seta. I've just checked out of the hotel. Today I'm on the move from Kyōto to Kawaguchiko. Kawaguchiko is in the Fuji 5 Lakes district. I'm basically going to be at the foot of Mount Fuji, which is nice because it's my birthday tomorrow and that was the intention. As the crow flies, it's about 370 kilometers. As the train flies, in this case the 4 trains that I'm going to have to catch to get there, it's going to be closer to about 400 or 420 kilometers. And it's going to take 5.5 hours probably. It's a fairly long way to go, but we all know that I'm a bit of a train fan anyway, so the more trains I can catch, the better. So there won't be a great deal of sightseeing done today in the traditional sense, but with all that train travel, I will be getting enormous value out of the Japan Rail Pass, which is already proven to be such excellent value. The difference between paying for individual long-haul train fares as well as all of the smaller ones in Tokyo and Kyoto and wherever else I can use the JR pass is, I would say, somewhere between $1,000 and $2,000 based on what I paid for this compared to what you would ordinarily pay just on the short hops. You know, between 2, 4, 5, 7 stations, it might cost up to 2 or 3 or 400 yen at a time. So if you ever come to Japan, go for the Japan Rail Pass. This town has the coolest name ever. It's called Zeze. Z-E-Z-E, that's the name of the town, Zeze. If you've never been to Japan before, you might find it slightly off-putting that, well, a couple of things that I've mentioned already, but firstly, there are no bins anywhere. There's, well, I'm staring at one as I say that, so there are virtually no bins anywhere. It's very common in most places to have to take your rubbish with you. It obviously works because the whole place is virtually spotless. The other interesting thing is that most cities really don't function before 10 AM. So even here, outside a major hotel, which is right next to the station, even though there's a great big food court right down there, not a food court, they don't call them that here, but a whole bunch of food places, there's still nothing open. All of them have got their shutters down. There's nothing open except a little supermarket, a tiny little cafe that had no room in it, and this place, Shizuya. Kyōto Shizuya. So I've come outside and I'm sitting out the front of this giant complex because another slightly unexpected Japanese oddity is that there's never anywhere to sit. They don't provide any outdoor seating, they don't do anything. So I've come outside this building where I haven't been able to find any decent range of food and where I won't be able to do anything with my rubbish except put it back in the bag and stuff it back in my backpack. I now have to come and sit on a brick wall, which is effectively a planter box, a brick wall around a garden. So I'm sitting on this brick wall to eat my pastries and drink my cold coffee in a bottle, which, as I've also mentioned before, is far more delicious than it ought to be, and staring up at Tokyo Tower. The prospect is quite nice. The situation is slightly unusual, but then that's why I'm in Japan. So I quite like the fact that it's a little bit odd. Here's another excellent little Japanism that I don't think I've ever seen at home. The coffee cup with the little stopper. I think it's possibly a stirrer if you get separate sugar, but it also serves as a stopper. Who hasn't carried a coffee cup around and squeezed the coffee out of the top? That should be everywhere. I've just ended step 3, part 3 of the journey, and we've ended up here at Otsuki. And Otsuki is such a cute little place with this sakura hanging all over the platform. In fact, it's not sakura, it's plastic flowers, but it looks cute. This is the Fuji-san View Express, which I'll be taking to Kawaguchiko Station, where I'm staying at the Kawaguchiko Station Inn. It goes Otsuki to Kawaguchiko, that's the whole line. It's got these funny little windows out the side. There's a super old one, but this is the express one. That's the one that goes all stations, but how cool is that? Fuji-Q Railway. I paid extra to go express, thank you. This is the Fuji-san View Express. It looks like that. It's like this beautiful. I think it's actually quite new, but it appears old. It's got these beautiful timber fittings, beautiful timber ceilings. It's just gorgeous. We've got 4 stops, I think. 4 stops to get up to Kawaguchiko, and then we'll be here. It's 3 o'clock, just after 3 o'clock. I've been on the go now 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 6.5 hours or something so far. And it's been very, very relaxing, I have to say. It's been extremely relaxing. Yeah, it's been lovely. This is Kawaguchiko Station, where I'll be staying at the Kawaguchiko Station Inn and looking directly at that. Can't see it very well, but that is Mount Fuji. That is Mount Fuji, right there. A hotel I'm staying at is just over there. Let's see what the view's like. So this is Kawaguchiko Station. And here is yet another win for pre-planning and research. There's my hotel right there, which is exactly where I knew it would be. The only thing I need to do now is find the 7-Eleven so I can get the 32,000 yen that I have to pay the man in cash on arrival. Slightly odd, but that's how he does it. Fuji-Kawaguchiko, and when the light changes again, I want you to hear the little tune that is played every time. There's a little man over there directing all the traffic, the buses in and out of the station. Every time the light goes green, this little tune comes on. I think it's a different tune, depending on if you're going that way or this way. The old man almost had a heart attack because the Chinese woman was standing in the middle of the road taking photos. That's the other tune going across that way. It sounds like a funeral march, that one. They don't get very long. It is 10 to 5. Sun's down at 10 past 6. So I might just go for a wander, I think. I'll go for a wander around Kawaguchiko. After all this time, I'm finally here. I don't know what that is or why it's there, but it is seriously unusual. It appears to be a donkey maybe with a dog and a cat and a rooster on its back. What the fuck? Yamanashi Gem Museum and the Kawaguchiko Herb Hall. This is Lake Kawaguchiko. It's hard to see in the haze. There it is. There is Fuji-san. It's kind of just a big hill, I know that, but it's hard to wrap your head around it when you're just standing here looking at it. And you're looking at everything around the outside of it, and you realize that it's a place where people are. It's a place where people live. It's just a place where people do things and where things happen, where life happens. And then you got that in the background. What a view to wake up to of all the views you could have in the morning. Wow. Right now I'm doing something that I always do when I first arrive, and that is to walk around the place and get my bearings. So far I think I've walked 3 kilometers, 4 kilometers maybe, I'm not really sure. I've pretty much walked from up the back of there somewhere. I don't know really where to point in reverse. Yeah, there. Just up there is Kawaguchiko station. All the way down through the bottom of the town, over the bridge to the other side. That's where I climbed up the little Chinese temple thingo. All the way around in front of the resorts, along the walkway around the edge of the lake, and back to here. It is beautiful here. It is stunning, and the way that the light plays with the water, the way that Fuji-san right there looms over everything, except this picture obviously because you can't really see it, but it is there. You know, for however many years we've all been looking at Google Maps is really, it can make distances look disproportionately large between two places. I got the impression from doing my Google Maps research that up there to over here was somewhere I could only really get on a bus, or, you know, like it was just nigh on impossible to walk that far. This is clearly not the case. This place is truly beautiful. It was almost 2.5 hours ago that I left, and I've just come back. Got my stash of stuff from 7-Eleven for dinner, some lovely salad, noodle salad, and some ice cream for dessert, like you do. But I have to get this first, these funny little songs that play, and I want to get it from the middle of the intersection, because it's like totally in 3D surround sound. Sounds even more bizarre then than it does. You've got to press the button first. If you don't press the button, it doesn't know you're here. And it changes almost immediately. Best traffic lights ever. Ready? Go. And then it stops. Immediately you jump off the end of the crossing, it stops. You've got all those pretty lights all over the station. It sounds like, you know, you're walking to your death crossing the road. Anyway, here I am going back into the room, winding down for another night. Hopefully they have really good Wi-Fi speeds here and I'll actually get some decent download upload action happening. Fingers crossed.